Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams back here after a brief hiatus here on the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network with our news and notes for this week. We've been off for a couple of weeks as we had a little vacation for the family and also some personal issues I had to deal with over the last couple of weeks. We're back in tune, and we also didn't have a lot of information to give you over the last couple of weeks. So that has changed this week because we have a lot to talk about this week as we have some updates on some bouts that took place this weekend, and also we have our first look at our fall schedule, a couple of things that will be going on in the fall months. So good to be back with you, and we thank you for staying with us, and thank you for your support. Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network is brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, for shoulder pain to muscle strain, everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief. Natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. You go to freepainoffer.com. Buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief, you get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com, which she has great weight loss tips. You can do it without dieting, eating real food along the way. Along the way, you can also get some good training methods that she has on her website. And also, she also has that great jewelry on the website. So go to Deborah, that's Debra Spears.com. Don't forget, you can hear the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network live on Spreaker.com, and also on iHeartRadio.com, TuneIn, and on Stitcher.com. So make sure you subscribe to any one of those channels to get this podcast each and every week. As you said, a lot going on this last couple of days, last couple weekends, this last weekend, I should say. And we also have some big things coming up next weekend and into the September and the fall months. That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's first start off at the Arabia Shrine Center in Houston, Texas. And that's where two Beltway boxers split bouts on Friday, August 23rd. Washington, D.C. Super Bantamweight Marcus the Dream Crusher Bates. He won an 8-round unanimous decision over Saul Eduardo Babe Hernandez of Lakeside, California, by way of Tijuana, Mexico. Bates won this bout by scores of 79-73 twice and 78-74. Now, Marcus Bates has quietly moved his way up the ladder as far as his career is concerned. He is now ranked 15th in the world by the WBA, and he's now 10-1-1, 8 KOs. Hernandez falls to 13-14-1 with 8 KOs. So I don't know if losing to a 500 boxer, which is what Hernandez was at the time, whether or not that will help him in the rankings, but it won't hurt because it is a win. No question about that, and a good win. 8-round unanimous decision for Marcus Dream Crusher Bates. He defeated Saul Eduardo Hernandez. Also on the card, Hagerstown, Maryland super middleweight, the sexy Albanian Yank Plana. He suffered his first pro loss on this card, and he dropped an 8-round majority decision to Rafael Trouble Ibokwe of Fresno, Texas. Now, our buddy David Algranati, ringside photographer, he said Ibokwe. No, it is Ibokwe. I'm sorry, Ibokwe. Pressured for most of the fight. Plana having his moments with effective counters and unconventional style. You know, he has those. He looks like Nick Kisner a little bit with his hands down a little bit and quick hands for a guy his size. Ibokwe slowed a bit in the 6th and particularly in the 7th. That's where Plana outclassed him throughout the round. And both fighters had their moments in the 8th round, but more punch volume, effective punching gave Ibokwe the win in the final round. One judge scored about 76-76 to draw. The other two judges scored at 79-73 and 78-74, both for Ibokwe. Plana is now 5-1, 2 KOs. Ibokwe rises to 13-2, 6 KOs. But this was a risk for Plana from the get-go. I mean, this guy had a lot more experience, had, of course, a lot more wins. So it was a tough one. He did last the distance, but tough loss for Yank Plana. But he'll come back. It's very early in his career. 5-1, 2 KO. That was on a King's Promotions and Force Train Promotions card, and that card took place at the Arabia Shrine Center in Houston, Texas. Now, also this past week, this is on August 23rd, Lamont White lost a bout to Mark Reyes Jr., undefeated Mark Reyes Jr. of, I believe he's out of Florida. He's out of Tampa, Florida. Now, the bout took place at the Brian Glazer Family JCC Auditorium in Tampa, Florida. Now, the fact that Lamont White lost the bout is not a surprise. The surprise actually is how he lost the bout, because in the first time in 20 pro bouts, Lamont White was knocked out. And apparently, according to what we've seen, we don't know how it happened, but he got knocked out early in this bout. He lost by first round TKO to Mark Reyes back on August 23rd at the Brian Glazer Family JCC Auditorium in Tampa. This is a tough one. A little surprising here. I don't know. Again, I have not seen any footage on this. I don't know whether or not it was a quick stoppage or whether or not it was a legitimate knockout. Now, Reyes has a bunch of knockouts. I don't have his record in front of me. I know he has a number of knockouts in his pro career. So it wasn't overly surprising that he got knocked out. But, it was always surprising he was knocked out only because he's never been knocked out before. And Lamont White has fought some solid people in his career, like Tariq Irby twice, Rashad Kilpatrick twice, Marlon Machine Bowler, and so on. Seth Phillips as well. But the fact that he was knocked out in this bout was a little surprising. And Lamont White now is 1-19 with one knockout to his credit. So tough break there. Now we also have to talk about a young man by the name of Nicholas Sullivan. He fought on a card at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California, back on August 22nd. That's a Thursday. And he won a 4-round unanimous decision over Jose Saul Palacios on this card. Now, Nicholas Sullivan is a young man. He's actually out of Norfolk, Virginia. But we've talked about him a number of times here in the Beltway because he has done extremely well as an amateur. This was his pro debut in this card against Jose Palacios in Indio, California. He is trained, by the way, by Hall of Fame and 3-time world champion Mark Too Sharp Johnson. But he's a good boxer. He was the outstanding boxer in the regional Golden Gloves 2 years in a row. And he was really had become, once we got past the likes of Troy Isley and also Keyshawn Davis, Nick Sullivan might have been the best amateur in the Commonwealth of Virginia and one of the best Beltway amateurs in the Beltway. And he made his pro debut a successful one. Once again, a 4-round unanimous decision, no word on the scores. But he did defeat Jose Saul Palacios at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. So that is the update for this past weekend. Good performance overall by a number of Beltway boxers. Now, a lot coming up this week as we continue. Now, one bout is coming up on, I believe. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I say believe. It's going to be on Friday, August 30th, and that'll be at the Pasadena City Hall in Pasadena, California. Now, I say we believe on this because although it's listed as Friday, August 30th, the event's called Thursday Night Fights Under the Lights. That's what the poster says in front of me. Okay, Thursday Night Fights Under the Lights. The Golden Boy Promotions card is a free charity event, apparently. And it'll match DC welterweight Cornell Hitman Hines against Eben Gallo Vargas. And Vargas is out of Mesa, Arizona. Cornell Hines, battle of undefeated boxers, by the way. Cornell Hines is 5-0. 5-0 with 2 KOs. Excuse me. I said it was undefeated. 5-0, 2 KOs. Coming off a 4-round split decision win over George Gethers on April 27th at Tyson's Playground in Vienna, Virginia. I remember that bout. I don't remember Mark Johnson, who also trains Cornell Hines, by the way, being very happy with his performance that particular day. He didn't win the bout, but it was a tough split decision win. He's going up against Eben Vargas, who has a record of 10-0, 5 KOs. However, his last 4 bouts have all been against well under 500 boxers. He's coming off a first-round knockout win, to Hugo Montoya, who was 5-26-2 going into that bout. That was on July 26th in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He fought in the last 3 bouts there. This is his first time going. Well, now he's going to be on the West Coast. It'll be Hines' first time being on the West Coast, and we'll see what happens there. That's going to be on Thursday night, or Friday night, Friday, August 30th. Thursday Night Fights Under the Lights. Now, the bouts will be shown on Ring TV, according to the website that Cornell Hitman Hines has on Facebook. So we're looking forward to seeing that. I don't know how long this bout is scheduled for. I'm guessing either 6, possibly 8 rounds. If it is 6 rounds, it'll be either 6 or 8 rounds. The first time Cornell Hines has gone that distance, all his bouts prior to that have been 4-round encounters. So we shall see. Should be an interesting bout. Cornell Hines taking on Evan Vargas. That'll be on Friday, August 30th at the Pasadena City Hall in Pasadena, California. Now let's move to August 31st and the Minneapolis Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota. There'll be 2 Beltway boxes on that card in 6-round contests. Landover, Maryland welterweight Tariq IGB Irby will take on Lucas Andres D'Adamo of Capitan Bermudez, Santa Fe, Argentina. Irby is 7-0, 2 KOs, came off a 6-round unanimous decision over Dennis Okoth. That was on March 2nd in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. D'Adamo is 2-1-2, 1 KO. He'll be making his U.S. debut on this card after competing exclusively in his native Argentina. D'Adamo last fought in March of 2018. He lost 6-round unanimous decision to Hugo Alberto Roldan in La Banda, Argentina. So that'll be Tariq Irby against Lucas D'Adamo on August 31st in Minneapolis Armory. And also on that card, Baltimore, Maryland middleweight Aaron Anderson. He'll take on Akeem Black of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's also scheduled for 6 rounds. Anderson 5-0, 4 KOs, coming off a first-round TKO over Carlos Galindo. That was on May 11th in Fairfax, Virginia at the George Mason University Eagle Bank Arena. That was on the Jared Hurd, Julian Williams card. So Anderson back on track there, continue to be on track there. Black is 5-3, 2 KOs. He looks to bounce back from a 6-round unanimous decision loss to Joey Spencer. That was on June 23rd in Las Vegas. So that's a 6-round bout. Aaron Anderson, the middleweight out of Baltimore, taking on Akeem Black of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that's 2 bouts at the Minneapolis Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have a couple of amateur cards coming up this coming week. Last weekend we had the Mayor's Cup in DC at Howard University Byrd Gymnasium. I'm unable to get to that this week. This is a interesting time for me and my wife because it is our birthday time. And for those who don't know, my wife and I have 3 kids, and their birthdays are 8 days apart. And on the 24th, which was the day of the Mayor's Cup at Howard University, my oldest daughter turned 21. And so Sienna, turned 21. Coming up this week, my middle daughter, Courtney, will be, my youngest daughter, Courtney, will be 16 years old. And my son, Christopher, will be 19 years old on September 1st. So this is always a busy time for the Williams family. So won't be going to a lot of stuff because of their birthdays. But on Saturday, August 31st, there'll be the annual. Let me go back a little bit. We had the Mayor's Cup. We also had a King and Queen of the Ring card. That was at the Last Round Boxing Club in Waldorf, Maryland, with Dean O'Neill putting that together. So we're unable to make those situations. Coming up this Saturday, I'll be able to make it. I always miss this for some reason. We always have something going on. It's kind of tough. But this coming Saturday, August 31st, the annual Ceasefire, Don't Smoke the Brothers and Sisters Picnic, an amateur boxing event. That'll take place at the Upshur Recreation Center, located at 4300 Arkansas Avenue in Northwest Washington, D.C. This is a 12th year event. The 12th year of this event, free food, amateur boxing. So the organizers, led by my good buddy Al Malik Farrakhan, they always ask for a 6-month moratorium to stop the killings in D.C. Now, for more information on the boxing portion of the event, you'd like to get involved, you can call 240-353-0564. That's 240-353-0564. There's also going to be the Battle of the Commonwealth amateur card. That'll take place at a place known as the Palace. That's located at 13989 Jefferson Davis Highway in Woodbridge, Virginia. Now, the Ceasefire, Don't Smoke the Brothers, again, is free. However, this card coming up in Woodbridge, general admission $20 and $10 for kids under 10 years old. The card begins at 3 p.m. And more information on this card, you can call 301-532-8169. That's 301-532-8169. That's the Battle of the Commonwealth, located at the Palace in Woodbridge, Virginia, 13989 Jefferson Davis Highway in Woodbridge, Virginia. Now, let's go to September fall schedule, as we have a number of boxers competing in September, and also we have a couple of cards that will be coming up in September and October. Coming up on September 7th, which I believe is a Saturday. September 7th at the Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma, Washington. Mighty Joe Jones out of Leesburg, Virginia. He is 11-1, 8 KOs. He'll be going up against Marquise Weston. And Marquise Weston is out of Tacoma, Washington. And he is 15-1-1, 8 KOs. Jones is coming off a 6-round unanimous decision win over Twan Smith. That was at the Gardens Ice House in Laurel, Maryland on June the 29th. Meanwhile, Weston last fought on October of 2018, October 27th, and he won an 8-round unanimous decision over Joey Montoya. That was at the Green River Center in Auburn, Washington. So that'll be an interesting bout there. I believe it's scheduled for 10 rounds. That's a 10-round bout, which I believe is Jones' first 10-rounder. Yes, he has not even done an 8-rounder. This is his first 10-round bout, and that'll be on September the 7th, Saturday, September 7th, and that'll be at the Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma, Washington. So our best wishes, of course, to Mighty Joe Jones. On Saturday, September 14th, another big bout coming up for one of our technically sound, probably the most technically sound prospect in the Beltway. And that's Michael the Professor Fox out of now Upper Barbaro, Maryland. He'll be in a 10-round bout against Udi AK-47 Bernardo of the Dominican Republic. Bernardo's a veteran, 25-4, 18 KOs. Well, Michael Fox is a veteran now. He's 20-1, I should say, 5 KOs. Fox is coming off a big 10-round unanimous decision win over 2016 gold medalist Fazladin Gabnazarov. That was on May 11th at the Tucson Convention Center in Tucson, Arizona. Big win for Michael Fox. Gabnazarov, he's just 7-0 going into that bout. He's had a number of experience in the amateurs and the World Series of Boxing, and so he's definitely experienced. But Michael Fox took care of business. Gabnazarov ended up getting a point deducted in the 7th round and in the 8th round for penalties there, and Fox was able to hang on and win that bout. So big win. He's trying to come over that bout. This bout is going to be at the Sands Bethlehem Event Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and I believe it will be another King's Promotions card. Udi Bernardo, as we said, 25-4, 18 KOs. He last fought on July 5th in Ciudad Acuna, Dominican Republic, and he won a 6-round unanimous decision over Jesus Alberto Morales. He's been 10 rounds a couple of times. Scheduled to go around a couple of times. One bout he won by first round knockout. Scheduled 10 round. He lost by second round TKO. So this will be an interesting bout here. Udi Bernardo, 25-4, 18 KOs, taking on Michael Fox, 20-1, 5 KOs. And it should be interesting to see what happens on that bout. That'll be Saturday, September 14th. That'll be at the Sands Bethlehem Event Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, here on Saturday, September 14th, there'll be a card at the Signation Sports Card that'll take place at the Michael & Son Sportsplex in Sterling, Virginia. And the big thing about this particular bout, that particular card, I should say, is it'll be the swan song for one of our incredible champions, 2-time Beltway Boxer of the Year, I believe 9 or 10-time world champion, Tori Sho'nuff Nelson. This is her swan song. She's going to be in a rematch against Latasha Burton on this card, and it's scheduled for 8 rounds. Tori Nelson, 19-2-3 with 2 knockouts, and she's done just about all you can do in boxing, but except of really getting the big wins that she needed. She lost to Clarissa Shields, went to this with her, went to this with Christina Hammer as well. Of course, she knocked out the legendary Mia St. John. So I'll be on Saturday, September 14th at the Dulles Sportsplex, Michael & Son Sportsplex at Dulles in Sterling, Virginia. Other boxers scheduled to be on this card, Filip Stankovic out of Serbia by way of now fighting out of Virginia. Also Nasty Nigel Fennell, the Vanilla Gorilla Sam Crossett, Darren Sweet Tay Williams, Mike Allison, Poppy Allison IV. The debuts of Terrell Boyd, Calvin Menz, and Alan Johnson, I believe, are all out of the Beltway. I know Terrell Boyd is out of the Beltway. I'm not sure about the other two, but I know Terrell Boyd is out of the Beltway. And Alex Rivera will be on his card as well. Now, unfortunately, due to my schedule, I have a football doubleheader that weekend, and I will not be able to make this card. Now, I really hate that because I think I was scheduled to be the ring announcer. They wanted me to be a ring announcer, and I just couldn't do. I just cannot do it. I have to do this high school event coming up on Saturday, September 14th at RFK Stadium. It's a doubleheader I did last year as well. So I'm sorry I had to miss this, but this is going to be a great show. I hope you can make it. I know Juan Marshall will have all the coverage of this card. That'll be on Saturday, September 14th at the Michael & Son Sportsplex in Sterling, Virginia. Now, going back outside the Beltway, Friday night, September the 20th. This will be at the Cannery Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, we're going to give you a little bit of this, and as we get closer to it, we will talk more about this card. But two Beltway boxes scheduled to be on this card. One of them is the veteran Scott Cujo Sigmund out of Bedford, Virginia. He will take on Lonnie B. Thompson of Las Vegas. And Sigmund 34-13-1 on his record. So there'll be a 10-round bout there. And then another 10-round bout. Baltimore's own Malik Iceman Hawkins. He'll be putting his undefeated bout record on the line, 16-0. And he's scheduled to have an opponent to be determined. So that'll be on Friday, September 20th at the Cannery Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas. And it's a Mayweather Promotions card. So we'll see. We'll see what else happens on this card. Friday, September 20th at the Cannery Casino Hotel in Las Vegas. Now, the only other card in the area that we know, the only two cards we know will be in October, and it'll be 8 days apart. One will be the Jetta Promotions card at the Live Casino in Hanover, Maryland. That'll be on Friday night, October the 18th. Friday, October 18th. Scheduled to be on that card, the return of DeMond Nicholson. Of course, the last time we saw DeMond Nicholson, we didn't see him because he had to back out of the big card at one of the big cards at the Maryland, at the MGM National Harbor. That's mean he could not compete on that card. So it was a tough break there, but he's back. So we'll see what happens there. Also scheduled to be on that card, Abrima Jawara, who had a big win his last bout at Maryland Live Casino. Malik Lofton's on the card, the King's son, Jerry Odom, the debut of Jay Stansel III, and Brandon Chambers, all scheduled to be on this card. That's Friday, October 18th at Live Casino in Hanover, Maryland. That's what we have so far there. And then on Saturday night, October 26th, at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland, we have a card there. It's an old school boxing promotion card that will be run by Ian Dancer Coakley, who will be on the card, and also Nathaniel Lee ASAP Davis will also be on this card. They're both kind of promoting this card. And also Chris the Rock Warden returns on this card. And the return of Bazooka Joe Veazey will be on this show as well. That's Saturday, October 26th at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. So a lot to talk about, a lot going on there. So that'll be the last card I know of in the Beltway for 2019. So we'll see. Hopefully some other cards will come up about as we continue. But that's what we have so far. That's a quick look in the fall. Of course, we'll give you all updates on that card as we go through. Also on horizon, of course, Lamont Rose Jr. is scheduled to be in a world title bout. I believe that card is November the 9th. No word yet where that card's going to be, though. So we'll see what happens there. But interesting situation. Looked at the rankings recently, and Lamont Roach, who was ranked number 1 in the world by the WBO at super featherweight, is now ranked 2 for some reason, number 2. I don't know why, but he's supposed to get the mandatory against Jamel Herring coming up in the very near future. Also, we've heard that Jarrett Hurd has been training with the USA boxing team. Of course, he's getting ready for his rematch against Julian Williams. But looks like that's speculation now that Jarrett Hurd may be under the auspices now of Kay Karoma, who trains boxers, pro boxers in the area, but is also the assistant coach for the USA national boxing team. So they're in elite camp this week. And they'll be going overseas very soon. And Jarrett Hurd is one of the training partners for the team. Of course, one of the people on that team is Keyshawn Davis out of Fairfax, Virginia as well. So Alexandria, Virginia as well. So Jarrett Hurd is getting ready for his rematch with Julian Williams in Barclays Center in New Jersey. So that's where we stand right now for this week. And we'll give you some of the updates as we go along. Of course, once again, a number of cards in the area, but not a lot of bouts outside the area. So a lot going on, as we always say, in the Beltway. So thank you, as always, for staying with us. Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network, brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. Go to freepainoffer.com. Buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com. Great weight loss tips, great jewelry, and great training methods at Deborah, Debra Spears.com. Thanks for joining us, everybody. As always, we thank you for your great support of the Beltway Boxing scene. I'm Gary Digital Williams. My name, as always, keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening. Take care.